Hey everybody, week 4 discussion. Now, because of last week's success in doing those 3 separate threads, I'm gonna do something similar. Now, there will be a couple differences, but I saw that people really just jumped in to these different options, and many of you chose multiple options, which was great. In fact, I'll say some of the threads that last week were some of the longest and most elaborate I've ever had in any of my classes. Very impressive, and honestly, it was specifically the quote one, the Blaise Pascal quote one. So really, really very impressed by everybody engaging in all of those different topics last week. Very cool. Very, frankly, very exciting for me. I'm actually going to let my administration know how successful it was, because it was really that great. So we're going to do something similar this week. So there's going to be a couple of options. One of them is going to be kind of in the same vein of some of the things we've been talking about the past couple of weeks. Another one's going to be very specific to this week. And then there's going to be another, just a fun one, okay? Just a fun one, and it's going to be extra credit, okay? So if you get into that third one, all the posts you make there will count for your overall, post count for the week, but you can earn extra credit. But, here's the trick. You have to make sure you follow the instructions that I lay out for you. They're really easy, so don't worry about it. But it's an opportunity to earn a couple of extra points and have some fun along the way. So what are the topics? Okay, now we've been talking about social media and mobile technology, all that kind of stuff for the past few weeks. I want to go a little deeper on a specific point though, okay? We've talked about social media and does it make us lazy, and are people using it too much? Okay. Now I want you to focus specifically on, do you think these social media platforms, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, do you think they are actually designed to addict people? All right, so there's going to be a link. You're going to want to follow that. It's to an interview, an article about an interview by Sean Parker. Sean Parker was the Napster guy. He was also one of the early investors in Facebook. If you watch the movie Social Network, it's the guy that was played by Justin Timberlake. That's Sean Parker, and he's been a fierce vocal critic of Facebook since he left. And he said, look, it has been designed intentionally to addict users. Okay, and so that's what I want you to. If you choose that thread, again, you don't have to. It's up to you. If you choose that thread, I want you to get very specific. I want you to say, okay, yes, I believe this, or no, I don't believe this, but give me details, all right? This isn't just about you saying, well, yeah, I know a lot of people who overuse it and are addicted to it, and me too. Okay, but give me specifics there, okay? So that's gonna be one of the threads. The other thread is gonna be specific to some of the things we're talking about this week. Plagiarism. Now, plagiarism is when you are taking somebody's work and passing it off as your own. And we're usually thinking about this in the context of writing papers or doing research. So you have a little scenario there, and you're going to walk through that, and there's a couple of prompts to help you to maybe better craft your response. So it's all going to be about plagiarism and the dangers of kind of falling into plagiarism, and what should you do if you ever encounter this, okay? So you have options 1 and option 2. You can choose either one, you can choose both, doesn't really matter. Third one is just a fun one, okay? I do this pretty much every term, usually right in the middle, just because students need a little bit of a break from a lot of the, kind of difficult stuff they've been doing. And so this is just gonna be, I usually call it my favorite place, all right? So you're going to post a picture of your favorite place. So maybe it's a place you've never been to, but it's on your bucket list. You put a picture there, or maybe it's the, summer cottage that you go to with your family every year. Doesn't really matter. It could also be the place that you go jogging by every single morning and you just like seeing the sunrise or whatever. So you're going to do that, and so there'll be a couple little prompts. In order to get the extra credit, you have to follow all of those things. But this is just a fun one. It really is. We all need a little bit of a break, and so this is a nice kind of diversion from all the things you do day in and day out. So got 3 options this week. One of them is extra credit. I just want to make sure that you are following the rubric and you are posting. And you don't. If you want to post your initial thread on your own, you can. If you'd rather just kind of have your initial post be one of the replies in one of the existing threads, that's perfectly fine as well. So very excited, especially because of what went on last week in terms of all the engagement. Very much excited to see what all of you have to say this week. Thanks.